It's Week 16 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. Now over 1,000 receiving yards on the season. It's the Commanders and the Buccaneers, next on Madden Football.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Washington Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they're led out by Washington's 4th-round pick back in 2012, a 3-year starter in D.C., now going against his former mates. Here's Kirk Cousins. On play action, Cousins. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good start. One play, 10 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. To throw is Cousins. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
A first down throw for Cousins. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Cousins. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. And they'll be let out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It can change momentum in a big way.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. The numbers in last week's bowl game for Robinson. 7 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
And that's 10 touchdowns on the season for him on the ground. And remember our meeting with the coaching staff, they did share with us that one of their goals for the year was for him to get in the end zone at least 10 times. And that ramps up into their bigger goal to try and get 20 overall as a team.
Faking the handoff, Howell. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Howell from the gun. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 25-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd. Off play action. It's Howell. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd down and a run by Robinson. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 13 yards there and a Washington first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Gets it to Strong. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Commanders are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the... Now White lost the football. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. The fumble on first down now. Here's 2nd down. Off the play fake, Cousins. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Cousins now from the 50. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Juste. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset. The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
Again, it's Robinson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Powell throwing on 3rd down here. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
After review of the play, the
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Second and short now following the fumble. Six yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Here again is McKinnon, and he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11. And Howell will throw it. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it's hard for anyone to react.
Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football, or you're going to cost your team chances.
First down, Howell to throw. Strong grabs it over the middle. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On first down, Howell. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Throwing again on second down. Howell. That is incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, here's Howell. This one complete, right side to McDonald. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half, as it's 1st and 10. Cousins. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Final play of the half. Cousins looking downfield for Godwin. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Giants who are out in front in the second quarter. Darius Slayton, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. We'll stay in the NFC East as we head down to the great state of Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. 3 touchdown passes there for Jalen Hurts. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Christian Kirk, a touchdown reception. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they've had some success on the ground. And with the lead going into the second half, they'll no doubt be looking to keep it going. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And they run the option on second down. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9. Out of the gun, it's Howell. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And a look at the next-gen stats reveals that sack occurred in all of 2.3 seconds. And you think you want to be an NFL quarterback? A good return there, 17 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at their own 26. They'll They'll start out here with the option left. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Powell, he'll look to throw it. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Robinson, he'll try the left side. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. On the draw, Robinson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 61 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about.
Touchdown, Washington! That run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
Now Joey Sly for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0 to score as they regroup with 1st and 10. They start the drive with White. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground with White. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. One quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. On 2nd and 9, Cousins. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. To throw is Cousins. He'll find its tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. First target, first catch, and a first down. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 47 yards.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that zero. Throwing, Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 118 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the counter, this is Robinson. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Second and 12. Here's Howell. And he rifles one incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Howell now to throw it. And he finds McLaurin. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On 2nd and 11 now. Howell, throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there.
Ready up.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Gets it to Strong. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Stiff-armed him. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Slide for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. On 1st and 10, Cousins. He'll get that out to the flat to White. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's got room. Touchdown, Washington. Brian Robinson Jr. with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Commanders have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Sly on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Cousins to throw it. He's got a man complete. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. One last shot now for Cousins. He's going to take another shot here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Commanders come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So it's Washington getting the victory here. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, Guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Washington, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.